Don? And
Dan.
y'all- huh?
Dan.
Dan, sorry about that. He's Dan too.
No, he's gone.
Okay. I got my O's and my A's all mixed up. Sorry about that. So we're here just to get to know a little bit more about you, okay? Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Missouri. Lilburn, well, right close to Lilburn, Missouri.
Okay. And what was your mom and dad's name?
Honey, please don't move the table.
Henry and Bessie.
Henry and Bessie?
Yeah,
Okay. And what kind of work did your dad do?
farmer.
He was a farmer.
Yeah,
And what did Bessie do?
she just tended to the house and
Okay.
done the cooking.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Oh, Lordy, I had three brothers, two sisters, but the one sister I never got to see her much. She passed away.
Okay, and where did you fall in the middle of all these kids? Where were you at?
Do what?
Were you like the oldest, the middle, the youngest?
Well, there's the oldest.
No, out of your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's okay. All right. Where? There were 6 of you kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember your grandma and grandpa very much? Do you remember your grandma and grandpa very much?
No, I never seen my grandmother at all. And my grandpa used to stay with us when I was a kid.
Really? Okay. So you had your grandpa, your mom, your dad, and your brothers and your sisters.
Right?
And what did you used to do for fun as a kid? What kind of things did you do as a kid for fun?
Everything.
Everything. Which is what?
Right.
Did you go fishing?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hunting?
Yeah.
What age were you when you started working? What was one of your first jobs?
I didn't understand.
Ruthie?
What was one of the first jobs you done, Dad?
One of the what?
Job?
Oh,
What kind of work?
you mean public?
Ever? At home? What was one of your jobs at home?
Well, a little bit of everything at home. Plowed, drove tractors, horses. I done a little bit of everything.
What year were you born, Don? What year were you born?
19.
25.
1925?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember Charles Lindbergh flying over? Do you remember Charles Lindbergh when he used to fly over from Chicago to St. Louis?
He didn't live up there then.
Okay.
He lived in Missouri.
All right. What about your school, Don?
Well, they sent me, but I didn't learn much.
Did you go to a one-room schoolhouse?
Huh?
Did you go to a one-room schoolhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your teacher like?
Well, sometimes they did, and sometimes they didn't. when I was bad, I guess.
No, you weren't ever bad, I'm sure. Did you tease the girls?
Huh?
Did you tease the girls?
No.
No. Did you have a long way to school to walk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'd say about 5 miles.
Wow.
That was to and from.
That's a long way.
Well, I guess I was too hard-headed to learn anything on but what I liked.
Well, you know, there's book smarts and there's regular smarts, okay? Maybe the book smarts wasn't your thing to do. So when did you move to Illinois?
Oh, I don't remember what year.
What age were you? Do you remember?
I don't remember what year we maybe.
Now, if you've got any things that jog a memory, jump in there. Okay.
Dad, did you move to Illinois after you were out of the service? Did you move to Illinois after you were out of the service?
No,
Okay.
Indiana, wasn't it?
I was in.
In Indiana when you were in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
service?
see, they
So we're
Okay.
jumping ahead. Okay. So I'm going to go back. You're living in Missouri, and do you remember December 7th?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where were you when Pearl Harbor happened? Do you remember where you were when you heard about it?
Well,
That's probably
that's
Indiana.
before I went in. I went in when I was 18. And I come out 2 years later.
You enlisted because of Pearl Harbor?
No, I didn't enlist.
They drafted you?
They drafted me.
Okay. And what branch of service did you go into? Did you go into the Navy?
Oh, yeah.
And where did they send you for basic training? Where did you go for basic training?
Virginia
Okay.
and Chicago. I taken part of it in Chicago, and then they shipped us to Virginia.
Okay. And what ship were you assigned to?
You remember?
Huh?
Remember your ship? The name of your ship?
Yeah.
SS Giraffe. Right. SS Giraffe was your ship's name, right?
Huh?
Your ship's name?
No. Giraffe.
Okay. Strange name.
IX-118.
What did you do on the ship? What was your job assignment?
Everything.
Everything.
You had that job everywhere, didn't you, Dad?
Yeah. Chip the rust,
It was a tanker.
paint,
Oh.
and anything that they had to do, we had to do it.
And where did you cruise to? Where were some of the places that your ship went to?
Oh, we went all over the ocean, just about.
Pacific.
And where were some of the places you stopped at?
We never stopped very much.
You didn't go on land any place? I bet you did, a few places.
They,
Okinawa.
Okay.
We went there.
All right.
That's the only place that I got on the ground.
The rest of the
The
time, the
rest
tanker,
of it was on in the water.
Okay.
they would come in toward the States. Merchant Marines used to come out and fill their tanker up, and then they'd go back out and distribute it.
Wow.
Well, our job was we'd go back toward the state and take fuel from the,
Merchant,
huh?
from Merchant Marine.
Yeah, Merchant Marine. And then we'd take it back up front where they was fighting and deliver it.
So you were like a refueling station for a lot of the ships.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we
You know,
went-
I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that's what their ship did. That's amazing. You really kept them all moving forward in action.
we went everywhere.
Were you ever threatened by bombers or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Submarines?
Oh, yeah. I see.
Is this a touchy subject?
I don't know.
Okay, no, that's
It's
okay.
okay.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Boy,
Okay.
you want more?
The ship, PC ship, kamikaze pilot.
That would have been a hard day for all of you sailors. A
They
very
were-
hard day.
They were out on parole because they had the parole the ocean is part of it anyway. They come back in and it's daylight and went to bed, and they never knew what hit them.
Hey, Raj,
Well,
what you doing?
may they rest in peace.
They just left
I was gonna say,
about 10
I was
minutes.
over here. Hey, Dad. I was supposed to be fine.
I said, may they rest in peace and their families find peace. It was a hard time.
And they asked everybody that could help them.
So were you ever in storms? Like there's a hurricane.
Huh?
There's a hurricane right now on the Atlantic side. Were you ever caught in a hurricane or any kind of terrible storms?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, just up and down, up and down. One minute you could look out and you could see daylight. Next minute you look out, all you could see was water.
Oh my.
And it was like this. It has to tie yourself in bed.
Wow. That would have been scary. A lot of prayers said then, huh?
Yeah, but what could you do?
Not the doggone thing.
Just ride her out.
Ride her out.
And met this guy.
Is he like your best friend?
In Okinawa.
His older
Okay.
brother.
He met
So
him in
I
Okinawa.
was getting ready to ask him to tell this story. You won't believe this story.
Okay. Tell me about meeting your older brother in Okinawa.
Uncle
Well,
Wallace.
I didn't know he was out there till I got a letter from home, and Mom had told me where he was at. Well, I got permission to go on the island and see if I could find, well, before we had a big storm went through there, and they told every ship, get out of here and stay as far apart as you can. Because it was that bad.
Wow.
And he was in Okinawa. And that's what my mother told me he was, where he was at. I went, got permission after the storm was over. I went and got permission to go find him. And on the way over there,
Told me to move right here and she
after I hit land, I seen a piece of paper coming right at me, just end for end. It was his wife.
It was a picture of Uncle Wallace, his older brother, and his wife. A hurricane had just came through. And he said it was like a battlefield, you know, just bare.
And I got permission to go over and see if I could find him or find out what happened. And I got on the land and I heard somebody whistling. And I stopped and I listened. Directly I spied him. He was crippled. They buried him with a piece of shrapnel in his hip.
There you go.
He had got a grenade went off in my uncle's bunker and went in. He had a piece of metal still in him.
Wow. They couldn't take out.
But I seen two guys over there in the little shanty because there was nothing standing. It just cleaned that aisle.
Wow.
And I seen these two guys standing over there by a little old shack, and I started over that way, and I asked them if they knew him. They said no. And then that one said, well, wait a minute. Ain't that the guy that's down here in the hospital? And I went down there, and that was him.
His brother.
We spent, well, 1 week I was with him. Next week he was come over aboard ship with me. So we got to visit a little bit.
Wasn't like a slumber party, was it?
Huh?
I said it wasn't a slumber party, was it?
No. But we was both still alive. I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for.
Are you getting tired, Dad?
No.
Okay.
That amazes me. That piece of paper is saying was a picture of his brother and his wife.
So when you were done in the service, where did you muster out at?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Would I what?
Get out at.
Where did your ship dock at? Where did you come back home at?
Oh, California.
California. Wow. You saw some sights for a small town Missouri boy.
Oh, yeah. I was there
Rode a train
about
back.
5 days. And they,
What was your rank when you left? What was your rank when you left service?
huh?
What was your rank when you left the Navy? What was your rank?
Petty officer, 2nd class.
Very nice. Do you remember your serial number?
No,
Okay, that's fine. So you were in California.
Yeah.
What did you do then?
well, I just laid around there for about 3 or 4 days, and finally they said the train was headed for St. Louis,
Okay,
He was going home.
you're going home.
and that's where I was discharged at.
Okay. Was that your first train ride? Was that your first train ride?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hi. I'm gonna put my safety belt around you.
but I hung around there with a friend I knew before they went in.
Alright, let's go for a walk.
What was his name? What was your friend's
I
name?
stayed a couple of nights with him. Finally, I said, well, I gotta go home.
This way.
This way? Yeah. Oh, I thought it was this way.
And the folks lived down there at Lilburn. Right out of town there. So I caught a bus and headed for Lilburn.
How old were you when?
Huh?
How old were you when you guys moved to Indiana?
Oh, well, see, they went to the folks went to Indiana while I was
Okay.
in service. Mom worked at cannon factory, and my dad, I don't remember what he done, but
Whatever they told him to do.
yeah, probably. Then from there, I met my first wife. We got married and had him and my sister. And my baby brother.
Okay.
I know.
And gun fly.
I agree with you.
And that was about it. As far
I'm
as,
gonna get you there.
huh?
Like, it's still gonna get. I'll let you do it.
And then work hard all your life, huh? And then you worked hard all your life, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
What kind of work did you do?
everything.
Everything.
Whatever they told him to do.
Who did you work for, Don?
Oh, Ward. Well, I worked for him, but we rented, or my dad rented the ground from him.
Okay.
We just went from here to there. Every year we moved to a different place, wherever he could rent some ground. That's where we moved.
So were you farming this ground?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I've said my dad was born in 1913 and he was a farmer. And if he saw the farm equipment now,
Oh,
he would be amazed. I remember his.
He wouldn't believe it.
No, he had
would
that
he?
little four-row corn picker. There were many a winter day that it was frozen and he'd be out there picking corn. No heat, no air conditioning in the summer, you know.
Pop did a lot with a team of horses.
Dad did that too.
Yeah, that's all I followed was a team of horses. Raise cotton.
Oh, that's not an easy crop. That's a rough crop there. to
Yeah.
pick. Yeah,
It was.
it was.
Hello? You look pretty and green.
I think Uncle Jess was the king of that, wasn't he?
Huh?
I said Uncle Jess was the king of the cotton pickers, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, my father-in-law, Rube,
Yeah.
he was
He was a good cotton picker too.
oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was like my mother. I couldn't get over 100 pounds a day. Mom was slow about it, and so was I, because I didn't like it.
Well, yeah.
I didn't like it at all, but I had no say-so over what we done.
Then you guys used to go to orchards. Didn't Grandpa and you boys used to go to orchards and pick apples and peaches and stuff too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we'd go up in Illinois every year, pick peaches, bring back a truckload, 'cause everybody knew we went up there, and
To put an order in.
they give my dad orders to bring him 5 or 10 bushels, whatever he could get on the truck.
Then everybody be canning peaches.
Oh yeah,
Did they make you a peach pie?
oh yeah,
Yummy.
yeah.
Bruce still owes you a pie.
I made him an angel food cake.
He told me. I was in Litchfield that day and I almost stopped at Miner's Restaurant in Gillespie. Oh my gosh, they've got the best pies. And
Do they?
I couldn't buy you a pie, but I almost brought you a slice. What's your favorite pie, Don?
Huh?
What's your favorite pie?
He likes them all.
You like them all?
Well, but my favorite was lemon.
Lemon meringue. That was my favorite. Mom's meringue would get up about that high
Yeah.
because she had 200 chickens, so
I've got
having
a
the egg
nephew
whites
that-
was not a problem.
a nephew that can make pie like that.
I know last year we went up there and picked peaches. We got back to Cape Girardeau, and the truck we was in, it got the hammer, and we had to drop the pan on it and check it out. And one piston was cracked. So we taken that one out, and it was just a 4-cylinder to come into it. And we come home with a load of peaches on 3 cylinders
Wow.
from the Cape on down to Lilburn. Oh, we had our ups and downs.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Same way by farming, up and down.
It wasn't an easy job.
Huh?
It was not an easy job. It was not an easy life.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world.
So bring him the next step, Dan.
And then, you remember how old you was when you started at Union Tank?
A Union tank?
Yeah, where you retired from? You was a welder there.
Really?
Yeah, he's certified welder.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just shortly after I got out of service. I don't remember just what date it was.
Well, you had to be like in your mid-20s then.
Huh?
You had to be in your mid to upper 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And where was this tanking business located?
The dome.
Oh, the Dome in Wood
That's who
River.
built it.
Wood
Union.
River.
Okay.
I remember as a little boy
Right.
when they first made it. It was amazing. They had open house.
Yeah. we didn't come down to Madison County much. My mom and dad were from Sangamon County. I thought everybody down here was nuts. But whenever we
Over
would
by
come down
what?
here and see the dome, it's like, oh my gosh, what an amazing building. So you helped build that?
Huh?
Did you help build that?
No.
You worked inside there
I
though.
worked inside it, but I was working there when they started building it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why did they make it that shape?
I don't know, but I know I know one thing is going to fall down if they don't get some paint
I
on
heard
it.
something about, I don't know if
They're
it closed
They're closing it.
recently. Yeah, that it was closing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
remember.
it was closed for a while, and then another outfit seconded it. But they wouldn't hire nobody that worked there before.
Oh,
I don't know what their reasons was.
that was sad.
now, but you couldn't go there and get a job.
that's sad.
Well, I was glad.
Okay.
I read it.
I was glad they wouldn't let me come back. Because I worked there 25 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Long time.
That was the first architectural building of its kind.
Really.
Yes, I read an article, an old newspaper article about it.
It's always amazed me, you know, and I've often wondered why they made it that shape. So you were done welding then. I'm surprised you still got your eyesight. You know what I'm saying?
I got one eye.
You got one.
This and I can see you sitting there, but I couldn't tell you what you look like.
I'm gorgeous.
She really is.
I'm
Dad.
gorgeous. And I'm 26. And I'm skinny. All those things I'm going to be in my next life.
I'm 94.
Going on 49. I'm 37 and a half. 37, 36, 35. I'm 36 and a half. Twice.
Yeah, I worked
Age
there.
is just a number. You know, age is just a number, but it says a lot about what we've seen in life.
He's going.
We've seen the first space landing. That was amazing, wasn't it? You watched Airplane. Okay, let's look at all the things you watched happen. You've watched electricity come into the houses.
Yeah,
You've watched bathrooms come inside.
yeah, because when I was growing up, we had an old kerosene lamp.
And that's what people had back then.
And I don't remember this what year the electric come in, but I was sure glad to see it in.
Just like heat. I remember growing up and we would take a quart water bottle and fill it with hot water, wrap it
Yeah.
in a towel, and that's what we kept our feet warm while we went to sleep with.
Well, you know how
Those two-story houses were not warm upstairs. My voice is gonna blast at times. I'm
you know
sorry.
how we heated our water?
No, how?
The sun done it.
The sun.
Yeah.
You never got burnt by hot water then, did you?
No.
Wow. Those were some rough times.
Mama make us kids get the water and put it in the tub, and it sat out there in the sun. And believe me,
That gets pretty hot.
It got hot.
Did it? Okay. Yeah, my memories, we always had a bathroom, but we always had the outhouse out back too.
Yeah, we didn't know what a bath was. The bathtub was.
Yeah.
Ours was outside.
I had people that I graduated with that didn't have inside bathrooms for years. Yeah.
And my dad, every place we moved to, if it didn't have a storm house, he made one
Really? So you'd be safe.
before he done anything else. That was his first thing on his.
Was your dad in World War I?
Yeah,
Was he? Oh. Is he overseas? Did he get sent overseas in World War I?
no, I don't think he.
Okay.
I don't think he made it.
Okay.
over
Well, that's
there.
kind of good. I mean, that trench warfare was really bad.
No, he stayed in the States.
Okay.
I don't know just how long he was in there. He must not have been.
He was in the
Too long.
army.
Yeah. This is Harrison.
And if the place didn't have a storm house, he made one.
Yeah.
He'd go out in the woods and get a tree about yay big. And he'd dig a hole and he'd set 4 of them around that house to keep the house from blowing away.
Took care of his family, didn't he?
Yeah?
Making sure they were safe.
And Mom, when I guess the first year they were married, it come up a storm, and best I can remember, they said it tore part of the house off and broke the lamp globe, and Mom stepped on it and cut a great big gash in her foot.
Oh.
And, well, back then, people didn't live like they do now. The door is a door. It was miles and miles before you see anybody.
You doctored
And
yourself.
all my dad could think of is salt.
Oh,
And he grabbed the salt and wrapped her foot in that
I've heard this.
salt, and that stopped the bleeding. Or she might have bled to death.
I've heard that story before.
I didn't know. Is that why Is that why Granny had problems with her feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little woman here. I don't see her now, but
Yes, he was in tears the other
she
day.
reminds me of Mom.
Does she?
Yeah. She built it, built this like Mom. She kind of heavy set.
Yeah, I don't think she's working today. What'd you like to do after you retired, Papa?
Huh?
What did you like to do when you retired? Fishing, wasn't it? Fishing and camping.
Well, both.
Oh, there's still lots of stories. We're gonna do this one more morning, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought a camper.
I remember going down to Greenville,
Yeah.
Missouri
he's-
one time
He's got so, I love, and I've heard these stories time.
when the boys were younger,
Yeah.
and we just came down to visit for the day, and we ended up spending the night. And the boys slept in the tent camp, or in the tent
Oh, yeah.
house.
He's told a
Well-
lot of World War II stories.
We slept on the ground a lot too. So we got that camper. And then we had a bed to
Yeah.
sleep in. Yeah.
The boys out there sleeping on the.
Yeah, that,
So tell me something. I've said if I could ask my dad, there's things that come to my mind that I wish I'd asked my dad. He used to talk about the dust devils. He used to talk about the dust devils out in the field. The rotation of the dust devils.
Yeah.
If they went one way, it was going to rain. If they went the other way, it was going to be hot. Do you know what direction meant what?
No, I never heard that before. That's the first I've heard
Really?
of that. I know at different times the wind would change, but I don't remember just
Okay.
what direction.
There's lots of things that when the parent's not there, we go, wow, I wish I would have asked him that. And that's one thing, when Dad and I meet up in heaven, I'm going to ask him, because we're going to be fishing. That's what Dad and I did together. We fished. I was his fishing buddy, and he was my fishing buddy. Mom and I, we rode horses.
Yours all right?
So
Well,
tell
Ma,
me about,
Go ahead.
okay. There were home remedies that people used to do because doctors were not around. Your dad did the salt for the wound. Were there any other home remedies that you and your family practiced?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to ask another question. When you grew up, they didn't have refrigerators.
Huh?
When you grew up, you didn't have refrigerators in the house. You had ice boxes.
Oh, yeah.
But before ice boxes, how did you store your fruit, your vegetables, your produce in the wintertime?
Well, they were canned. They were cooked and canned in quart jars.
Okay.
have you ever seen anybody can fish?
No,
My
never heard of
grandma
canning
used-
fish.
Used to can fish.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was amazed too, Karen, when I went down there
Yes.
And
after we were married.
I've seen as high as 5 hogs hanging on the pole.
Curing?
Yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
We had all kinds of meat. We never went hungry. And Mom made sure she had plenty of vegetables and stuff canned. And I get so tired of moving that stuff around.
I'll bet, because you did move around a lot. Yeah. I'd never thought about that. It's like, wow.
But I knew
If you wanted to eat, you had to
knew
move
that
it.
was the only means to go to the store and buy anything was coffee, sugar,
Flour?
and lard. Well, no, my dad made all the lard. He'd take the fat off of them hogs, and cook it down, strain it. Oh, we had it rough, but we all made it.
Yeah. It made us all stronger. You know, we gathered eggs. Mom had 200 chickens. We all milked cows.
Yeah.
Dad didn't let us help in the fields. Not me and my sister, the boys did. I enjoyed milking cows because I would aim at my sister and squirt her. I was a little bit of a brat.
His mom always had ducks and chickens, always made feather beds and pillows.
Yeah.
And
I've still got some old feather pillows that's, oh Lord,
That's only,
can't even think how old they probably are. I keep changing and put them in a new ticking.
I was gonna say, that's the only kind of pillows I like. is
Yeah.
Feather pillows.
Don, we've been at this almost an hour now.
Huh?
We've been at this almost an hour. Can I come back and chat with you tomorrow morning?
Yeah?
Would you be okay with that? I think there's lots of stories you still got to show me or to tell me about. I would really like that if that was okay
Well,
with you.
If I can think of them, all of them, I'll tell you.
You just start talking. You just start telling me, okay?
You rest up a good,
And
Good
Dan
tonight.
and Ruth, they'll help jog your memory. Because we're going to make a video of this so they can always have it, always share it. I'm into my ancestry. You know what I'm talking about on that?
Yeah.
Yep, I've got my grandparents tracked down a lot of generations, and I've got pictures that I've found of them, and
Well-
stories that I found that mean so much to me.
My dad had one sister, and that was his family. That's the only one they had was the boy and the girl.
he
That was a small family for back then, very small family.
Right.
Reelfoot Lake, Tennessee, is where Grandpa was born.
My mom came from a family that begot a lot of kids, and one of the uncles had 14 children. But number 13, they named him Welcome. So he knew, even though he had an unlucky number, he was still
Well-
welcome.
It just
And then he named a child Welcome
Marie
Jr.
had what?
10.
10?
Uncle Bill's got 10.
yes, he does. Aunt Myrtle had 9.
My boy's dad came from a family of 16 children. They were Mexican
Oh.
Indian. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a huge family, huge.
Well, I guess they
Be
wouldn't.
like, they're coming for supper tonight.
It would have been never ending.
Nobody in my dad's family but him and his sister.
That was very small. That was kind of a lonely family too then.
He lost his mother when he was a baby.
Oh,
My grandpa did. He was kind of raised by his father.
so that's an extra thing about why providing and protecting his family was so important.
Well, I followed them old horses a many mile.
Yes, you did. You're a hard-working man.
So the neighbor bought a tractor, and
You know,
he
we're gonna start on that tomorrow, about that first tractor. My dad talked about that in his memories.
didn't know nothing about running it or anything, but I'd been around a few of them, and I figured I could run it. He asked me one day, he called everybody Judge. Hey, Judge, said, do you think you could run this? I said, yes, I sure can.
Anything to get away from them horses, huh? Okay, Don, I'm gonna turn this off in just a minute. This has been really good. I've enjoyed hearing your stories. So I'll come back tomorrow, if that's all right with you.
Well, yeah,
All right.
I ain't going nowhere.
Always up for a talk.
Huh?
You're always up for a talk. You're always up for a talk or a visit.
Right.
This has been good. Thank you. Thank you both. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. Unless you got another story.
No, he's okay.
I'm gonna turn it off unless you got another story.
No,
Blow me a kiss. Blow me a kiss.
how many?
One of the very first nursing homes I worked in, I was in my early 20s, and a lady used to say, you better sniff it before you lick it. I think of that every time my nose runs. I will see you in the morning.